We finished the right side and it told us to turn. We are now on the wrong side because we are working Intarsia in the round, back and forth in rows. So now we are on row 2, our wrong side. The principle of Intarsia in the round is the yarn that you worked with. This part we ended with CC2, the new yarn that we joined, the right side, and this is the yarn that we're going to work in the beginning of the wrong side. So CC2 is always here. We don't cross CC2 and CC1. CC1 waits for us here where we left it. They never cross. Okay, CC1 is always attached here, CC2 is always attached here. What we need to do, if we're going to work back and forth all the time, then we will have edges here, a large gap here between the beginning of the round and the end of the round. What we need is always to have a twist at the beginning of a row, so it feels like a round. How do we make the twist at the beginning of our wrong side? We said that this is the yarn that is attached here, CC2, because we worked with CC2 to the end of the row, and this is the yarn that we are using for the beginning of the row. We're going to take CC1 from where it is. It may be all the way down later on, it doesn't matter. It can be here close to the beginning of the round marker. It can be very, very far. It doesn't matter. We're going to create a loop, and we're going to use this loop later on to work the end of the row on the right side and on the wrong side. So in order to create this loop and actually make a connection here at the beginning of the round, we need to take CC1, so the yarn that is at the end of the row, and take it under CC2 and back to the right. And it's important to take it under and over, because that is the direction that will keep the yarn outside the loop. Otherwise, you're going to always have to manage it and take it out of the loop. You'll see later. So under and over, and it's out. It's away from our work. And this loop, you can really make it big. What you want to make sure is that you catch CC1 here at the beginning of the row. So you want to take this fold that you made to create the loop, and you're going to take CC2 and just start working the row with CC2, and make sure you catch this fold that you made on the first stitch. So the instruction tells us to twist CC2 and CC1 to create a loop with CC1, which is what we made. And we're going to use CC2 and purl to the color change marker. So we are going to purl the first stitch, and we want to really pull it. This is where we're going to have loose stitches if we don't pay attention. So I'm going to work a purl stitch, and you can see that the purl stitch holds CC1 here in place. The fold is now attached to the first stitch, and I can leave CC1 for now. We're going to leave this loop and CC1, and what we made is actually placing the ball of CC yarn. You can see we have a loop stretching from the color change marker to the beginning of round, and the ball is now connected to the beginning of the round here. And this is what we want to have. So the ball is connected to the beginning of the round, and we are going to continue working, purling the stitches all the way to the color change. So the first stitch, I'm really pulling the yarn to make it tight. The second stitch, I'm going to insert my needle, again pull the yarn and create the next stitch. So these 2-3 stitches at the beginning, we want to make sure they are tight and we have no gap here. And now we can continue. So I'm working to the color marker, sorry. I'm going to remove the color marker, the color change marker, because I'm going to progress 4 new stitches with my CC and turn 4 more stitches from pattern to CC. So I'm going to work these 4 new stitches, and here we can see the MC is waiting for us. 3 and 4 CC stitches. We should have 8 CC stitches here because it was the first 4 and now new 4. And we're going to place the color change marker here at the new spot. We're going to leave CC to here because we're done with it, and we need to start working the pattern with our MC that is waiting for us here. I always like to have the new yarn I'm going to work it with over the old yarn that I'm leaving here. So that's the new yarn, that's the old yarn is under, new yarn is over, and we are going to work the chart. So slipping the CC stitches, purling the MC stitches, and we're going to work the cross chest chart here, and we're going to just work the row in pattern with the charts. So we have the right chart for the sleeve and the cross chest chart for the back and front, and we're going to meet at the end of the row to see what we do with the loop and how we close this row. We reached to 4 stitches before the color change marker. We need to leave the MC here because we want to add these 4 stitches to the CC color change. So the Intarsia is spreading to the right. Whenever we change colors, so when it says leave MC here and begin working with CC, we have to make a twist. Otherwise, we're going to have a gap between our 2 yarns or 2 stitches when we change color. So we have to create a twist. We don't have a yarn here, we have the loop. Remember that the CC ball is waiting for us here at the beginning of the round. We caught it here. And what we need to do is twist the loop yarn with the MC. So I'm taking the MC yarn here and I'm bringing it over the CC and into the loop, from above into the loop below, and place it here on the right. And we have our loop yarn caught here with this yarn. We want to make sure that we have, you stretch the stitches here, you have enough strand here, and if it's too small, just pull more yarn here from the ball. It is very adjustable and you can make it shorter and smaller and larger, and just take as much yarn as you need to work comfortably. And we're going to hold this loop of yarn as it was our working yarn, and now we're going to open the stitch marker, the color change marker, and take it from where it was 4 stitches backwards to mark the new place of color change. So we're going to place the marker on our right hand needle. Our CC yarn is caught here with the MC yarn. I'm holding the MC just to hold it in place, and we're going to work the new 4 stitches and the last 4 stitches, and we added 4 stitches to the stitch count here. So let's purl these 4 new stitches of the pattern and then purl the 4 last stitches of the CC color, and we reach the shoulder marker. So you can see here at the color change marker we have our new MC waiting for us and the color change marker, so all of our stitches were changed to CC. We're using the loop here. Now we're going to work the sleeve, so slip the sleeve marker. We're going to make one right purl, so we're going to take the strand of yarn from back and it's going to the right, it's leaning to the right, and we're going to purl this stitch, this strand of yarn, and adding a new purl stitch leaning to the right, and we're going to purl. We're continuing working with our CC1 all the way to beginning of round marker. And if you need more yarn, pull and release more yarn to your loop, make it larger, and continue purling your sleeve. And we reached the beginning of round marker. We're going to do the last increase, which is make one left purl. So we're going to take this strand of yarn going to the left and purl to the back loop and increase purl stitch leaning to the left. Now we are at the beginning of the round, and what we have is a large loop and a ball of yarn that is attached here, and we are going to pull this towards the ball of yarn, making the loop smaller and smaller and smaller until it is closed. And you can see that if you really pull this yarn, you close the gap between the end of the row and the beginning of the row. And this is how you basically work Intarsia in the round. We're going to turn and begin the next right side row. So we are not slipping the beginning of round marker because we're going to start a new row on the right side.